10:25 a.m. So there's so many videos I have to make, but I can't afford to do YouTube anymore because now everything I say can and must be backed up. I used to engage in a good bit of conjecture, but it was accurate, and now I have sources, but that's all at the storage space. So I need the gas money to get to and from the storage space. I have a home cleaning job tomorrow, thank goodness, because the first one canceled. And then I'm going to get myself to the library. Going to get myself to the library. And then tonight I might be begging at the gas station for $10. It would be nice to find some remote work. I haven't followed up on any of these links. I want to have like up to 5 jobs probably at this point, which I've done before. I've only worked up to 3. And that was the thing. When there were plenty of people in town, you were lucky to get 2 or 3 days sometimes. You were like, please hire me just because I'm cool, which I got a lot of jobs that way. You want me at your restaurant. And it was true. And I got that review. I wish I told everyone to write things down. But my manager at the grill in Athens, he told me, I wish I could pay you $20 an hour to just sit there and talk to people. That was my life well before my husband. And when I was supported by Frank, who gave us $10,000 every year. And to me, that was a lot of money then. I had no idea. I was like, yeah, thousands, wow. But what I didn't realize is that that's about how much a person getting paid like $15 or $16 an hour and works 9 months out of the year. Or the whole year. Sorry, my math is off right now, but you get the point. That's like a year's worth of pay at a job out there. And if only I had realized I needed to see it that way. If only he could have suggested, like, only use this much each month. He gave me a book, and that just wasn't the same. And that's the other aspect, too. I get how, let me just say it like this. I get how leaving your kids alone with these things that you think are so clear. Like, here's a book, son. You get it now. It's like, no, you got to sit down with them and give them your own experience and everything. You may or may not be doing much for your kids, especially if they're adopted kids, like we practically were. It was like, I'm not going to read that because it might make me mean like you, is how I saw it. Sorry. But anyway, that was a lot of good information that would have done me a lot of good. But exactly, so that was my year of pay, $10,000. And then I needed to be an entrepreneur outside of that. But hello, sorry about that. I'm doing the best I can with the internet and the phone and everything out in this. It's not the middle of nowhere anymore. I mean, at least we have the internet at this point. So anyway, I'm talking about work for the day. And at this point I've got 70 cents in the South State account and 50 cents in this thing that would have paid for laundry. But thank goodness I had a little extra laundry for Dylan. And I found his summer clothes, thankfully. It got cold again for a couple of days, so it was like I had those 2 days to find his clothes again. So I'm really enthusiastic But it's, I'm not going to even say it's difficult. Like, I had one more dollar and I got this coffee today. I can't stand the instant coffee yet. Like, I could get a box of instant coffee for $1, but I've chosen not to do that to myself. So, yes, all of what I've asked for in life has come true for me, and that's what I need to focus on, not the idea that I'm poor, because that's temporary. But for a while, yes, it was my focus, because not only did I become poor, I became what I consider ugly. And that's unfortunate because it's really all about health. But yes, my husband was sort of insisting that we eat for free, and he controlled all the money. And then I'm not actually making friends at these gatherings either. These people are like, they keep to themselves and they don't have, their place is not a place you want to hang out at much. But they don't want you around. They don't want me around. They don't care about my life. And I don't blame them. Like, it's funny that it's a town where the population is around 17 to 18,000. It's growing fast. But these people, forgive me for saying it, but yes, there's a certain amount of incest. There's huge families, connections. And in a town of like 17,000 people, let's say I'm focusing on Clayton right now. Maybe Alright, no, I don't know. It's one of the towns nearby, or this town. But how can these families, like, they think there's too many people? And it's just interesting that this is a place where eugenics came to be, but you can see how it has done nothing to improve society. What's happened is that the society has become, well, here's what the society has become. Everyone's out for themselves. That's what eugenics has caused. So, who knew, But it's obvious when you think about it. And it's a very, like, friend of my enemy or is my enemy kind of, there's all this strategy just to, like, keep a job and whatever. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to sell my soul, because that's literally what that means. Like, oh, I'll accept sexual harassment, or I'll accept violence. I'll accept these people being high on energy drinks all day because they're not allowed to smoke meth on the job or whatever it may be. Like, no, I'm not going to tolerate any of this. And I'm not going to tolerate the idiot cops who think it's my fault. Because, no. It's just, you have to be skeptical of everyone at the scene at first, because obviously someone might be trying to fool you. So it's the person who is trying to control the narrative that you need to be skeptical of. Okay? Because if there wasn't a narrative, which there shouldn't be, you should be allowed to come onto the scene and observe things for yourself. When someone is in your face, no, this is what happened, let me tell you. Like, they don't want you to observe the scene and gather facts yourself. And so I get it, and I get that. I am so glad I'm not caught up on this racism stuff. This is an intellectual, absolutely 100. These people don't have other faculties, and then they blame me for mine, which is in large part I'm holding back from killing people. I mean, just like any other human who's under fire would be. It's not, yes, maybe I was supposed to be an assassin, but, and this is not a conversation I haven't had. It is one I've had. My dad was trying to make me into an assassin. Thanks, Dad. Because I had other interests. That's why I'm being a bit sarcastic. And what's funny is that my other interests, yes, I think they would make me an incredible assassin. But what I've learned how to do is get away ultimately. Except I was finally trapped for good. If I didn't have an organization on my side, and that organization was Uncle Paul, is what I'll call him right now. He did an extraction, like an extradition, but it's something like extra something. I think it might be extraction. He got me out of enemy territory at 2:55. And when these cops come on the scene, and I'm just telling you, first of all, we know each other from these prior locations. So what I believe is happening at the Watch People's Workspace, Watchman's Workspace. I'm glad I have different names for all these places. But yeah, it's socialism and it's a cult. And it's funny that WeWork was accused of this. So, and that they're aiming to be like WeWork, like despite all the criticism and everything. So I told them about First Friday. And now I need to go ahead telling other people, is what I realize. So I'll beat everyone to the chase. It's my idea. I'm starting it. I'm running it. Because there's criminals in town. And then in terms of friend of my enemy is my enemy, that would be the cops. You are friends with criminals. One of them is my husband. And then the entire culture is criminals. Like, I'm a mom, okay? I was a warrior before this, and now I'm a mom. So I'm a warrior mom now. You are not gonna, my son is not gonna grow up into a criminal society to any degree. So these ideologies are running businesses, etc., etc. No, you need to state plainly what your ideology is, if you have one, at the door. And that was the issue with the Watchman's Workspace. Is they just want you to join, and of course, because she's rich, because she wears short skirts. Like, come on, lady. If that was Homoglow calling me at just some random time during the day, I don't know. I'm not going to talk about that in this video. This is a pretty serious video. Thankfully, I can't stream when I'm... Oh, thanks. I want money? Yes, I do. And thankfully, I'm working for it for the most part. I guess, yeah, in the comments, I'm going to start putting my Cash App because it is serious. All I need is gas money. But yeah, I'll be begging at the gas station later for that. $10, please, because this baby, she's very fuel efficient. But I gotta go to my cleaning job tomorrow. And I can get there with the gas I have now, so I'm chilling, you know. Oh, thanks. I'm just getting divorced is all. That's part of it. And I'm just making it on my own for a while. But everything's good. I have a home, I have a car. I can at least show that in this video, what my Cash App is, if anyone does want to give me $10 for gas. Thank you. And part of what happened, since that's the question, sorry to keep you waiting, is like, they won't hire me the lowest jobs you can find because of my disability, plain and simple. They don't want the liability. Now, of course, that's against federal law, but people have to realize, you know, when an entire culture is a certain way, I think this is how it looks on Cash App. Let me write that. But yeah, exactly. I'm going to be working because I've got to make these videos about everything I've been studying. So exactly at the storage space, which is 5 miles away, I'm living in a tiny house right now, and my office just simply cannot fit in this house. I'm sleeping in what should be the storage area here. It's a loft. I'll open the door, keep it cool in here. So yeah, I mean, it's just a simple life. And I moved this huge lot of stuff that my husband had been collecting. I had to move it out of the storage space, right? That he had before, that he was paying over $100 a month for. But sadly, it's full of dirt, trash, and junk. And I feel sad because I was going crazy over his messes. And I realize, like, I obviously could help him, but the problem was I didn't know if I could trust him. So I had to see for myself, okay, but I won't be the only one doing it. And not only was I the only one doing it at times, he would actively work against me. So if I meant for something to be taken out as trash, he would put it back. And the fact that I'm laughing now only tells you how miserable I was. You know, like there's nothing worse than being someone who grew up in a really nice environment, and that's always been a value of mine, to have someone trashing your life and destroying all of your property and stuff. Like, so much we've lost because of him. The way that he is, the way he doesn't care. He can't care. He doesn't have the skills to care. But he's insisting that his way is viable. And it's like, well, especially here, because that's how a lot of people are. They're too old and unhealthy to help themselves. And that's what I mean about a society where most people are drunks, that kind of thing. So I don't want to be mean, you know. I shouldn't even, I'm trying to root that out of my speech, actually, because soon enough people will see I'm just being honest, and I'm very cutting with the truth. Like, I see what people's limitations are. And why? Because I'm constantly rooting those out in myself. That's why I shouldn't hang around just anyone, but there's times when I'm placed in a certain place to affect a change. Hello. And that's exactly why I'm here. God placed me here to have a reckoning with these people. And the reckoning is obviously, it goes back to the forming of this nation, obviously. Like, these people treated the natives so terribly, and there were never any repercussions, and that's exactly what happened is definitely what I'm talking about right now. Because I am trying to pull myself up in a society that doesn't respect women, doesn't respect people of color, etc. And I'm not going to talk much more about that. But anyway, it's all about putting the content out. And so the videos I have coming up are comments on politics, but we've got to talk about psychological operations very distinctly. And I didn't want to go into these teachings. You can refer to my other video where I said I'm fighting a war. It's my daily routine, and I'm talking about Dr. Mercola. But that was during COVID, and I said these things will not stand. And they didn't. These people are like done, these Nazis. But the problem is that we have, thank you so much. I haven't felt beautiful in so long, but today, yeah, God blessed me today. Thank you. So yes, you may have seen the protests that are happening that started April 5th. Now, things were happening before that, but April 5th was like, you could see how many people are mobilized. That's what's happened. So it was maybe hundreds of thousands if you look at everyone around the world. That is crazy. But exactly, this is what any of us who are truthers still, because there's truthers and there's memoids now. And the memoids unfortunately think they're truthers, but they are just trying to get their needs met like anyone else who's begging for a relationship. So the truthers like me, hello, how are you? Oh, I'm good. How are you? Hope you're good. So yes, truthers and memoids, and they work together. And then this is all about narrative warfare. Okay, good. So I'm not taking these lives too much over 25 minutes because processing. And I've got my call at 1 o'clock with Homoglow, let's hope. I'm going to go to the library. I'm going to chance it. So that will take a certain amount of gas. And yes, I have someone I can ask, but I'm probably just going to sit at the gas station for 20 minutes and see what I might muster. As far as $10 in gas. So there's so many things I need to make a list, like follow up with Clipper. Am I still banned from there? How's your job? How your job? Things are going good. I do have a cleaning job tomorrow. And oh, I'm looking into home cleaners insurance because all I want to do is be insured and then just offer a very simple house cleaning and maid service. So that, and then the reselling, and I should have the couple $100 I need by the first of the month, because thankfully my brother is paying all the other bills for now. And then at a certain point we'll sell this house and he can get hopefully at least his money back, if not more, but he's shelling out a certain amount for this extra property. And I'm not exactly selling it on, yeah, let's hang out around here, because the people are iffy. On weekends, they're better, and during a certain season, because you can meet people from anywhere here. So, oh, there's that 25 minutes. Where am I from? I'm in Georgia, United States of America, Georgia. Northeast Georgia. Oh, I'll show you the mountain right over there. See, that's actually part of one of the oldest mountain ranges in the world. I'm in Appalachia right now. I'm hungry too. So I'll take care of all that. I'm going to be live quite a lot right now because I need a friend, and you all are that to me. And I need a friend that I can talk to about anything at all, because I'm not going to talk to my neighbors about my spy stuff, if you will. And exactly, I did become something instead of an assassin. I became a spy, officially, except I'm a one-woman show, as that Weinstein was trying to set up for me. He really talked a good game because the Weinsteins were hot at that time. But now I know why. Thank you. But yes, I met this particular Weinstein in New York, not Hollywood, at a loft party when I was young and beautiful. You know, you can still be attractive when you're older, but it's definitely different. There's more work. Like one day of eating carbs and your face is so different. And it would take weeks for that stuff to show up on me. Oh, I need you. I need you too. See, these people who get facelifts, I get it, but no, just eat less carbs. I mean, refined carbs. I'm going to start another live at this point and go over the stuff I'm making money off of right now. So, thanks for watching, and we'll talk again soon. I'm here. You can find me at my channel and subscribe if you want to. I'm going to be online a lot more now. And you can find me on Facebook. Not doing too much Instagram right now, but that doesn't mean that those things aren't my source materials right now, actually. So everything's valid. I'm going to be doing more with X. I just had to see what that was about. And it's looking good. It's looking like a really good platform, maybe even better than Facebook in some ways. So yes, we'll do all of that. It's going to be time to feed the dog, and then I'm going to the library, I guess, I need to be there by 1 to hopefully get this phone call. My welcome call. I hope I don't have to make a negative video about Homoglow, but I will. So, all right. See you soon.